Speaking of the weather, we've got hot conditions. You know that heat. It is out there and we are above average. We're starting with that live view from Cache Valley. Something's going on the lawn of Old Main, and I just think it's delightful. Temperatures in the upper 80s, and we've been watching people kind of filter in. A little more cloud cover out there, and it's a bit noticeable in northern Utah the last few days. Well, they've been crystal clear. 93 in Ogden right now, 92 in Salt Lake, upper 80s in Logan and Provo. We've got 90s on the eastern side of the state. Green River hit 100. They're now starting to back off just a little bit. 90s for the I-15 corridor and 102 in St. George. We're running about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of year. High pressure's out there, but tomorrow we have a little bit of a change. As we get through tonight, partly cloudy skies expected along the Wasatch Front with those 90s turning to 80s, and then eventually by 10 o'clock, upper 70s. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. The potential for some dry storms is out there, but today we had a few storms kind of pop up. We look at our Black Desert time-lapse video. Not much in the way of cloud cover. They hit 103 at last check, and you can see folks on the golf course dealing with that heat. Satellite radar shows the increase of moisture and cloud cover from the west moving into the west desert, and a few pop-ups over the higher terrain. We've seen that this afternoon. Flash flood potential. It backed off this morning, but we know that it's going to lessen even more so as we head into tomorrow. Looking at the radar, we zoom in. We're getting a few cells right there on the state line west of Milford, and then we jump over to Antimony, south of Loa, a few cells towards Grand Staircase, and then in and around the Uintas, including as far south as Duchesne County and near Flaming Gorge. That flash flood potential of only a few spots today. That includes Bryce Canyon and Zion, so big spots, but tomorrow it will lessen even more, meaning the south will see some drier conditions, but in the north we have the potential for some active skies. We've got a trough on the move. It's going to bring isolated thunderstorms, but we do have severe weather potential, meaning we could get a severe thunderstorm out of this as we look at the areas impacted. It includes Idaho, portions of northern Utah, and extends all the way down to Utah County. So with that storm threat, it is an elevated storm threat. This is the marginal risk in dark green from Cache Valley to Utah County. You can see that it extends into southwestern Wyoming as well. Now, we're not expecting a tremendous amount of moisture with the thunderstorms that come through. Dry thunderstorms, but that means damaging winds, the possibility of hail, and frequent lightning. This can spell trouble, especially in a fire season, which is what we're in. The wildfire threat is also an elevated risk for the West Desert all the way to portions of the Salt Lake Valley, the western end of the valley. With our dry thunderstorms, we're going to see sustained winds at around 15 miles per hour. And then on top of that, very dry fire fuels, which is expressed in relative humidity. And when we have teens for percents, it just means we're very dry. Futurecast shows you what to expect. Chance of a storm in Iron County tonight. The model keeps locking in on that as we watch what drifts over the state line. Into tomorrow, the Futurecast doesn't show a lot for the Wasatch Front because it's based on moisture. We see some of that moisture over in eastern Utah, but I do think there's potential for dry storms as that trough clips northern Utah, and we have the ingredients in place. So we'll see what happens. Lingering moisture leads to a pop-up into Thursday afternoon with the heating of the day. And heating is also a big weather headline because we're sitting in the 90s and we stay there for the foreseeable future, especially heading into your weekend with high pressure in control. So we're going to stay above average. We see that low on the move, bringing unsettled conditions for northern Utah Wednesday and into Thursday. But then by Friday, we get a dry southwesterly flow, increasing winds. We'll watch fire danger, but the heat, it's on and it's not going to shut off. Triple digits for the next 7 in southern Utah. They're at 102 right now. Tomorrow, they'll do the same. We get 90s along the Wasatch Front with the potential of a thunderstorm. We'll keep our eyes out for that severe potential, going triple digits in Moab tomorrow. 90s and 80s, Grand County is going to cook a little bit. Look at southern Utah. With the heat, the winds pick up midweek and for the close of the work week, which means fire danger will be increasing. As we look at the Wasatch Front, we get 90s, a little drier Friday and through the weekend, but we are going to be hot. H-O-T, summer-like temperatures, and it's still spring. It makes me a little nervous what summer's going to bring.
H-O-T. We're ready, full speed ahead.